President, you are good to go.
Thank you very much. There is a lot that has been said out in the media insofar as our elections in Enga is concerned. No leader will want to hijack boxes. And no wannabe leaders would want to hijack boxes. I just want to make it very, very clear to our people out there that insofar as the elections in the Kombiamambum electorate is concerned, my conscience is very, very clear. I am very, very appreciative of the Electoral Commission and the security forces in the province to ensuring that nearly all our boxes reach their destinations, their respective rest houses or wards for that matter. We may have one or two rest houses that may have been affected as a result of tribal conflicts. I am sure that the Electoral Commission did the right thing by ensuring that those boxes went to where the people were, if they were displaced as a result of a tribal conflict, etc. As leaders, we should be condemning people who hijack ballot boxes, people who hijack the democratic process of electing a leader. I have been condemning, and I will continue to condemn, the actions of wannabe leaders and their supporters acting like terrorists, hijacking boxes, destroying public and private properties, displacing women, mothers, and children for that matter. What kind of a leader you want to be when you undertake such illegal activities? For me, I just wanted to make it very clear out there, number one, to say that the elections in Kombiamambum went very, very well. It went very, very well because it was one of the electorates in the province of Enga that ensured, through the electoral process, by election officials and security officers, that the boxes actually reached their destination, be it the rural part of my electorate or part accessible by roads for that matter. The boxes returned safely and they were counted. We had one or two instances in my electorate, and I condemned those actions as well. Candidates who hijacked boxes through their supporters at gunpoint, destroyed ballot boxes, can never be excused, can never be excused. But all the more generally, from my own perspective, elections went very well out there, and the majority of our people will agree with me insofar as our elections in the Kombiamambum electorate was concerned. But I must reiterate the fact that as leaders, we need to condemn the acts of people who act like terrorists, people who think that it is in their right to hijack ballot boxes by 15, by 10, by 7. At least I know one district in Enga had no polling at all. Had no polling at all. I just don't know the reason why, instead of condemning those, you turn your attention just for political maneuvering and political point scoring and political grandstanding that you decide to make statements that are not true. Insofar as Pogore is concerned, insofar as Laigam is concerned, insofar as any district is concerned, for any one of us who have contributed to the demise of what should be a fair and free election, I think you should hold all your heads to shame. It is unbelievable, but these things are not new. They happened in the past in anger, has happened again, and whilst condemning what has happened in my province, let me also condemn in some other parts of the country, for example, Makam, and there was another district as well, where people took to destroying ballot boxes at the counting area. Those tend to be condemned. I'm ready to support any investigations going forward, going into the future, insofar as election-related issues are concerned. Well, I think that's all I wanted to say at this point. Thank you so very much for attending this press conference. I'll be happy to take any questions.
So, John, one of the main issues being, especially given the way the virus done, it's not just restricted just to your district and to your province as well, but all public, when we talked about the election-related violence, we saw the destruction of a lot of public, state properties, state assets in this case. Who should foot the bill for these assets that have been destroyed during election-related violence?
Let me again condemn such actions in the strongest possible way. Those culprits have to be brought to justice. They have got to face the full brunt of the law. Insofar as my electorate and the destruction of public properties are concerned in my district, there's no excuse for you to creating a false propaganda of hijacking by someone and to excusing yourself, to justifying yourself by going out there and because you did this, I'll get out there and do this. That is basically not right. Insofar as my electorate is concerned, people have created a false propaganda that the Honorable Sir John Thomas Pundari hijacked boxes. Where is your evidence? Before we went to the elections, you said I did not deliver services. Well, why do you have to create a false and an opposite propaganda of hijacking and saying that because you hijacked, I am now going to retaliate by burning down public properties and destroying private properties as well, for that matter? People have to account for their actions. And I know that the commissioner is on top of it, and I know that there will be investigations carried out, and I know that people who are responsible will be brought to face the full force of the law. I'll give you one example. One rogue pro-candidate of a political party led the charge, whether you believe it or not, acted like Saddam Hussein, firing his pistol in the air, led the charge to destroying public properties. Would you believe that? Before we went to the elections, people said I did not deliver services. Examples of services I delivered all over the electorate were burnt. Our high school was burnt. 2 primary schools were burnt. An hospital was completely destroyed. A Bible college destroyed. Churches destroyed. Police station gone. Police accommodations gone. District office gone. That runs into the tens of millions of kina. Can you accept that? No, you can't. Has any leader in the province come to condemn, alongside myself having to condemning such actions? No. They think that these are acts of saints because they run in their political party. These are acts that can never be accepted by any leader for that matter. And I look forward to the sincerest of cooperation when investigations are carried out. And for me and my team, we are ready to cooperate. We are ready to cooperate in any investigation that is carried out. I am so very, very appreciative of the police commissioner. The headlines read very, very clearly. It identified 15 wannabe leaders, candidates, who themselves or otherwise their supporters led in the destruction of public properties. Not only that, but private properties, but more so. Do you have any conscience to live with? Napaitin brosblo you when you have displaced mothers and children. We've got no home. My territory, my people were never prepared. We did nothing wrong. My people did nothing wrong. In an unprovoked terrorist type of an attack, you lose everything overnight. It's just unbelievable, but highly unacceptable. Can never be accepted. You want to talk about one front because your candidate is lost. You don't talk about the fact of condemning the act of destroying public properties. You destroyed a school, you've destroyed the future of younger generation. You want to take on anything that you feel that is unlawful. There are processes, there are systems that you undertake to ensuring that you get justice done. You don't get justice done by destroying public properties, private properties, displacing women and children, and destroying their future by taking away their primary, their elementary, their high schools.
One more question, Sir John. With what you mentioned earlier, you said there was a propaganda going around that you didn't deliver service, and obviously you're inferring that you have, obviously that's the CEO said. Now, in the next 5 years, how do you hope to address that misconception that you are not delivering service? How do you hope to address it and change those, put the rules on?
When you enter into a political life, you appreciate and you accept the fact that you will have critics. You accept the fact that you will have admirers. You accept the fact that you will have supporters. Today, we just had a press conference of leaders. In the midst of all sorts that is out there in the social media, and against a government that is in the making. Well, that is by and in the interest of people who don't support you. But I would appreciate if the critics are backed up by facts. You keep on talking about the services you deliver. You keep on getting all the negatives, simply because that is in the world of politics, and it happens in Papua New Guinea. You get pictures of services you deliver, they still come back to you and say you haven't delivered. But we will continue to ensure that we inform the public of the services that we have delivered, and we will continue under my leadership, going into my 6th term of parliament. We will continue to deliver in education. We will continue to deliver in health. Even if you bend down and health service, I'll continue to build. This is not the first time. To tribal conflicts in my electorate, they have bent down police stations we built, police accommodations we built, rural police posts we built, classrooms we built. You keep on getting the fact that these things continue to occur in the part of the region that I come from, and my district is no excuse at all. We don't create tribal fights. These are things that we don't want in this country. We want to eliminate tribal fights completely. We're just living in a difficult world in the part of the world that I come from. But when this continues to happen, what do you do as a leader? Do you shy and you walk away from it? No. We will continue to build. we will continue to deliver. At the present time, as I am speaking, we had contractors on the ground who were sealing a road. Now, as a result of all this election-related or personal greed, or for whatever reason you have in the fact that, well, I'm not going to win an election, so I'm going to do this, and you create all these problems, contractors stop working. Contractors stop working. Well, we're sealing our road in the midst of burned down classrooms, in the midst of burned down hospitals. It will be relentless. For the love of my people, we will continue to deliver. During my declaration speech, I say that I've forgiven them, but that doesn't mean that the law is not going to take its course. I just want every one of us to cooperate with any investigations and making sure that those that are responsible for destroying public properties, public services, are brought to justice.
So John, I only make those comments in light of the fact that when Dr. Thomas kind of been popping, I say, he's getting the praises and everything for all the services that he's done, and how come you on the other end of the spectrum in this case? I mean, that was the whole point of my question.
Well, the young man has done well. He's delivered. I cannot comment for his achievements. And coming back the sixth term to Parliament, you become an institution in your own electorate. You've got only 76 wards in my electorate. Maybe I'm an institution in my 76 wards. You know, the comments can be different. But the services are there for people to touch, for people to see, for people to feel, and make no mistakes about it.
All right.
Yeah.